Hello students, after understanding or after basic understanding of the formulation or requirement of Z-bus matrix or importance of Z-bus matrix, we will study the bus impedance matrix. A very basic theory of this chapter is bus impedance matrix. But before starting, let me recall you the importance of Z-bus matrix is for fault analysis. For fault analysis. And why? Because we cannot perform the fault analysis using this network reduction technique for entire or for n number of buses in our system, for the case where n number of buses in our system. And yes, let me tell you one thing, the network reduction technique. What is network reduction technique? You all have studied that. What is network reduction technique? In network reduction technique, what you have done, you just calculate the equivalent reactance, or I can say impedance. Reactance or impedance using Thevenin equivalent network technique. Using that Thevenin equivalent reduction technique, you will just calculate the equivalent reactance or impedance of your network, and from that, after calculating say zero sequence impedance, Z0, Z1 equivalent, Z1 equivalent and Z2 equivalent, you will calculate the same zero sequence current, or I can say fault current, for each sequence component. So using this technique, you have calculated the fault analysis. But now for the system where the n number of buses are present, this technique is not feasible, or we can say we need to have some systematical process for the calculation of fault analysis. And that's why we are going to study about this chapter, in this chapter, that for fault analysis using Z-bus matrix. Okay, so before that let us understand what is bus impedance matrix. Okay, so start with the heading of theory bus impedance matrix, or I can say Z-bus matrix. I hope it is clear up to you. Next, bus impedance matrix. So for that, let us consider one system having n number of buses are connected. Consider one system or network where the n number of buses are connected into the system. Say bus number 1, 2, I, and n and your references. So just consider one system where the n buses are connected into the network, and the voltage, just randomly select the ith bus. So voltage at ith bus with respect to reference, it is Vi. With respect to reference, the voltage at ith bus is Vi, and the current injected by the ith bus into the network is Ii. Clear? Voltage at ith bus is Vi and current injected by the ith bus into the network is II. So the generalized equation from this network we can write, or I can say from the equation of V is equal to Z into I. We know this equation. So from this equation, I can write the generalized equation of this network in matrix form. So we'll write over here voltage at bus number 1, 2, similarly at bus number I, and at bus number n. Same way, the impedance of the network and the current injected into the network. That means I1, I2, for the ith bus it is II, and for n bus it is IN. And here the impedance matrix, which is Z11, 12, then Z1I and Z1N. Similarly over here Z21, 22, again 2I and Z2N. Same way for the ith bus, it is ZI1, I2, ZII and ZIN. Same way for the nth bus, it is N1, N1, N2, Ni up to ZNN. So if it is n bus network, then the size of Z bus matrix will be n cross n. So here is the size of Z bus matrix is n cross n, where n is equal to total number of buses in your network. Clear? Now I can write the generalized equation of this equation number 2, which is V bus is equal to Z bus into I bus. Clear? Repeat it again. Here, simple, the understanding of bus impedance matrix. So for that we have considered a one network where the n number of buses are given. We have just randomly select bus number I. So where the voltage at bus number I with respect to reference is Vi, and the current injected by the ith bus into the network is II. So from this network, or I can say from figure number 1, or from this generalized network, I will directly write down the voltage equation in matrix form. So I hope you have clear the generalized equation, or equation number 3, up to equation number 3. Now the next step is the general entry of Zik, or I can say if any element is added, or element means any transmission line or any generator is added into the system, then I can write if any general entry, just let me write the general entry of Zik means any element with the impedance of Zik of Z bus can be obtained from obtained from, let me write over here, it is obtained from Z ik, which is equal to Vi into Ik with the condition of all the current, that means I1 I2 up to the In, which is equal to 0, and Ik, which is not equal to 0. So with this condition we can calculate the new entry of any element at bus number I. Suppose here I can draw over here a new element is connected over here with the value of some impedance. Okay, so let us consider that any element which is connected at, or any new element which is connected at bus number I. Say bus number K is connected at bus number I, a new element. So if I want to calculate the Zik after addition of or connection of this K onto the ith bus, the Zik of the Z bus, which can be obtained from this equation number 4, with the condition of all the lines are eliminated, or I can say the current from the all line which is equal to 0, with the condition that Ik naught is equal to 0. So using this equation I can calculate the new entry of impedance. Okay, and for that I need to know about the voltage at ith bus. Clear? Now similarly, every time in n bus network, every time if any element is added into the any bus, I need voltage value of each and every bus. So if I will have the voltage value and the current, and then I can calculate the new entry of impedance, and then I can calculate the bus admittance, bus impedance matrix. So it is not possible to calculate every time the voltage value. Means the voltage value, suppose let's say at bus number 333 the new element is added, which is say it is P. So I need to calculate Z333 P with V33 divided by IP, with the condition of all the currents I1, I2 all are 0 and IP not equal to 0. So each and every time the voltage value will keep on updating or keep on changing. So because of this reason, this method is not feasible to calculate or formulate the Z-bus matrix, or the calculation of any general or new entry of any elements into this network. Okay, so because of this drawback, we will calculate the Z-bus matrix or formulation of Z-bus matrix using step-by-step method. Okay, why? Because every time we need to calculate the voltage value, and it is not easy to calculate the voltage value for or bus voltage value for the each bus, as we have already studied in power flow analysis. For calculation of voltage value we need to do the computational procedures or iterative process. So because of this reason we need to move towards any special method for formulating the ZBus matrix, and which is a step-by-step method, or we can say building algorithm method. Now here one more thing, why the new entry will appear in our network. New entry of any element. New element is added, that means new transmission line. New element is added, that means there are two probability, there may be a new transmission line, with some impedance, new transmission line, or there may be a new generating station, new generator into the system. And why we need to have this new transmission line, install the new transmission line and new generator into the system? Because increase in energy demand, or I can say load demand, energy demand. So because of this reason, we need to install the new transmission line, new generating station or new generator into our system. And for that, we need to calculate or update our existing ZBus matrix. And for that, we need to calculate the entry of new element. And for that, we need to require the voltage at each bus. Okay, and it is not easy to calculate the voltage at each bus, because for every bus the voltage value is different. So every time the voltage value is keep on changing, and according to that we need to calculate the new entry of our element. So because of this reason, we will use the step-by-step method for formulation or updation of our ZBus matrix. Clear? This is the most important things. The reason why we need to use the step-by-step methods for formulating the ZBus matrix, or I can say building algorithm method for formulating the ZBus matrix. I hope you have clear up to this.